Disclaimer. I do not condone any form of harassment towards this person. I'm not held responsible for your actions after this video. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Must be quite surprised to see me posting again after I said I quit. For the reason I am posting, if you can't tell by the thumbnail, is about Bugmaster. I'll be calling him Bugs or Buggy for short. Now I'd like to get this out of the way by saying that what I am saying sadly does not have much proof to back me up. Most of these incidents were on call. So please take these with a grain of salt. For this video, I will be referring to a friend of mine as Krabs. One day, Krabs told me that Bugs has offered us to help him with his channel, mainly for designs, scripting, and animation. I kinda looked up to Bugs, and so did Krabs, so we accepted and started to work with him. For those who don't know Bugs, he is a YouTuber who posts content about the banana splits, or anything about Hanna-Barbera. He also posts content about his UC for the banana splits, or just parodies off it. He is one of the few well-known banana splits creators on YouTube and DeviantArt. I was the script writer while Krabs was a designer. We went into call with him, and we talked. Everything seemed fine. Until we got to the actual criticisms of his designs. Most of the designs weren't the best, so me and Krabs gave some tips, dulling the colors, add a bit more detail to the designs, etc., etc. But this is where some of his actual personality shined through. Whenever I tried to point something out, he'd get really defensive, but when Krabs did, he accepted it without any hesitation. Okay, maybe it's just because I was a script writer. But at this time, he didn't tell us our roles. But I didn't think much about it. Me, Krabs, and Bugs would call a few times after that, just talking about plans. We've only knew each other for a while now, if I'm correct, only for a few weeks at this point, and he seemed to get comfortable quickly, making rather sexual jokes about the splits. Mostly Snorky, a canon child, and Fleagle, who is Snorky's adopted dad in his own. These jokes made me and Krabs very uncomfortable for multiple reasons. Him making these jokes just did not set well with either of us. This was not a one-off thing either. He made this with me and Krabs or in private chats with Krabs, who is a minor while Bugs is 18, 17 at the time. For those who don't know, Bugs is still friends with a no-groomer who I've talked about, Ethan. While him and Krabs were in calls, it told me that Bugs would constantly keep trying to add Ethan, a groomer, into a chat with them both, knowing full well that Krabs was uncomfortable. While I was not there for this, it is highly likely this is true, as Bugs is very open, still being friends with Ethan, giving him credit for multiple pieces of his recent art. I will get more into that soon. For those who don't know, Ethan is a friend of Bugs who was called out for grooming. He even admitted himself that he has done this, and Bugs knows this, as he publicly says he forgives Ethan for what he has done. On the other hand, Bugs has another questionable partner. A very disgusting friend. And of course referring to his girlfriend Mia. Mia is surely a character, and I'm sure Bugs know all about this. To get one of the worst things she's done is send her own nudes to minors, oldest being 17, youngest being 12. She also tried to get a minor in trouble for supposedly leaking her nudes. It was soon revealed that she was the one behind the account, leaking her own nudes on DeviantArt, I believe. A platform full of minors. To add salt to this already infected wound, she has been caught multiple times making a lot of Nazi jokes and doing the Nazi salute a bunch of times. I may be a fan of dark humor, but this is just too much for my taste. Krabs told me that she once did it on a call with Bugs. Bugs was off the call at this time, but Mia turned her camera on, did the salute really quickly and turned it off. Krabs was just so stunned that they didn't even know what to say. I quickly realized that Bugs was not talking to me at all, not even giving me a hint to help him. I didn't mind much. I would just help Krabs while they do his designs on call. This was until we saw his deviant art bio that he had I prefer lesbian ships, and doing a little digging I found out he isn't too fond of gay ships. Just lesbian. He also would depict most of his lesbian ships as the stereotypical versions. Oh, she's obviously the man in the relationship. Don't you see how she is just so manly? Loving her shy, quiet, petite girlfriend. The reason it isn't like that now is because me and Krabs told him it was a bit awkward and weird. What made it a little awkward is I am a gay, trans man while Krabs is a lesbian. And he was only talking to them. That's a little suspicious. I am going to be reading this from Krabs Pav, so whenever it says me or it's Krabs. I do take accountability for anything I've done, which was very little. I won't use anything as an excuse, but the way Bugmaster handled this made it worse, being he isn't really the best to work with. He isn't at all the most professional, and it shows. I understand you're upset at me for something, but ghosting me and making me paranoid if I accidentally did anything just for you to come back and switch up your story on why you're leaving me in the dark isn't really justified in any context. Plus refusing to not use my designs when I asked you to, since I was the one who helped plus made them in the first place. I don't care what either of us have. What you've done was extremely unmanageable towards the both of us. Neither of us should have handled it this way, and it could have been so simply ended, yet you dragged it on. If you do make new designs, don't use any elements from my designs I've worked on. They aren't yours to keep. This is the only part that we can show. Proof on, so please pause to read. In the making of this video, he has changed the designs, but they still take heavy inspo from the designs. One of them just being a regular. Here is more proof of him blatantly tracing with no credit. He is also a hypocrite, saying how you can't use or trace his art while he steals and traces others. Just in case you need more proof, we worked with Bugs. Here are some concept designs we made. Plus, Ethan calling a bird with a black beak racist. point of this video is to spread awareness of Bugs, how he treats his staff, and just the fact he is showing his fetishes in work meant for kids, plus the people he interacts with are not the best of people. Yet he defends them with full honor. The point of this video was not to send hate, nor cause anything. Me and Krab simply wanted to speak on what he did. We don't want more videos about this. Thank you.